Hey everybody, and welcome to the Valley Local. I thought I might be able to do a Facebook Live, but frankly I couldn't figure out how to do that quick enough, and I don't want to waste any more time before getting down to the basement to work. But I thought I would post a quick video in honor of Springfield weekend and let you know what I'm doing today in lieu of going to the big show. For those of you that don't know, it is a pretty snowy day out there, so it's just as well that I'm spending the time down in the basement instead. And this is, let's see, trying to, I haven't used the gimbal in a while, so excuse that. But coming down the stairs in the basement, and this is Old Saybrook. You guys are familiar with all this. I'm not going to do a layout tour, but I did think that I would go ahead and let y'all know what I'm going to be doing today. So, whoa, yeah, I gotta really dial this in. Got my coffee ready. And this is critical path for today, is working on these backdrops. So I got the backdrops done, and I've got Rocky Hill at the top there and the left half of Jordan Lane area in Wethersfield done. So the whole Wethersfield backdrop not done yet, but really making a lot of progress on it. So that is critical path for today, is to cut these up and mount them. So again, apologies, still getting used to this a little bit, but hopefully this is still better than bouncy with regular handheld. Oh, that is my setup for later. There's going to be an online Zoom chat with the Modeler's Life folks. So I've got my iPad jerry-rigged and up on the thing there. But this is the Rocky Hill area. This is the mock-up right now of the backdrop. And so I'll be marking that up a bit just to get some good lines, and we'll cut up the good backdrop and try to mount that in its place. So that is one huge task today during this snowy day. Coming around the peninsula, heading north on the line to Wethersfield. You can see the mock-ups there behind Valley Coal. That's the next big section I'm going to try and get dialed in. I thought I would actually have this done and printed out in time for today's workday, but I don't really like how the how the transition between the foreground grass and the backdrop has occurred here. So I think I'm going to have to lift that tree line up so I can get at least a little bit of the field on the backdrop and be able to maybe blend that a little bit better. But here's task number one today, is to replace this mock-up with the actual backdrop. And this is the north end of Wethersfield. And I've been working on this for years. So now that I'm getting this dialed in and getting Photoshop dialed in a bit, I think things are going to go much more quickly. But it'll be really nice to get this done. The colors will be all a little bit different. This is just printed out on my home printer on copy paper. What they do at Staples with the banner is much better, and the colors are less garish and more true to what I see on my computer screen, which is good. That's the colorized black and white photo, which hopefully will be the subject of an upcoming article in Railroad Model Craftsman magazine. So I'll definitely be plugging that whenever it comes out. And just because I'm pretty happy with how this is coming out, despite the mess. This is East Berlin and the concrete loading dock that I just finished last week or a couple of weeks ago. That's not planted yet. I still have to do the ground goop and get all that planted in, but that will be something hopefully I'll get to this weekend as well. I've also covered up all that brown scrap and leaves and stuff that were there to provide a little bit of a better transition to the backdrop. Not as great as some of my other efforts as far as transition goes, but not too bad. Now, just to give you a little glimpse of the winter wonderland out there. So yeah, it's let's see, yeah, there we go. It's coming down. It's windy and about 9 inches stacked on top of the deck railing there, but that's probably as high as it's ever going to stack up there because of the wind. I suspect right now we have in excess of an actual foot, and with the drifting and stuff, there's some places where it's over 2 feet on the deck. So definitely glad that I'm not driving up to Springfield today. So real quick, just to show you what I'm hoping to accomplish with regard to blending on the backdrop, and I should have showed you this when I was back in the dividend area of Rocky Hill, which is where Hartford Rayon is, which is these 2 buildings right here. And if you've been following the blog, following the Facebook group, that's kind of what I'm after. That's just about as good as I'm going to be able to get as far as a let's see, I don't know if I can zoom, but anyway, you've got the foreground static grass and the backdrop. That's blended pretty well. Debbie helps me a bit with the colors since I'm a little bit colorblind, but that's kind of the effect that I'm going for. So let's see how that works out. So stay tuned, and sorry for the the little bit of a ramble, but wanted to do something different in honor of Springfield weekend. If you guys were up at the show, I hope you're staying safe and enjoying it enough for all of us. And hopefully we'll be able to do it in person next year. But in the meantime, stay safe and continue to tune in to the Valley Local, and we'll talk to you soon.